Chilling, man. I'm just glad you're still sitting here.
Yeah.
Because a lot of old quarterbacks are making their comeback right now.
Yeah,
I was a little
right.
nervous when I woke up this morning.
Yeah, don't be nervous,
I didn't
man.
want to read a Schefter tweet that said Chris Simms is traveling to Indy. He's working out. So welcome back, Phillip Rivers.
That's
but
crazy.
I think you're going to stay right here. Right?
I definitely am. I'm not capable of playing anymore. I'm capable of throwing.
Right. That's not the problem.
No, it's not. But the first time I feel like I'd get hit in the hip or like the lower back, I'd be like, oh, hold on a second. Can we call a timeout and I can regain my composure here?
You only get 3
or
of those.
I'm done for the year. I think my L4 is out of place, right?
Man.
I'm done. So yeah, I'm amazed by it. Like when I heard that yesterday,
you probably thought it was a joke.
I at first, but I saw it on Pro Football Talk, so I know
Okay.
Mike doesn't write jokes, right? I didn't see it on social media. And I was like, what? Because usually with these kind of scenarios, you hear through the grapevine,
right?
That, hey, so-and-so's staying in shape. He hasn't give up. He's thinking about it. It's still on the back of his mind, right? I haven't heard that one inkling from anybody in the NFL that, hey, did you know Phillip Rivers is kind of still staying in shape and ready to go? Like, so that is where I was shocked. Now, I can understand the Colts doing it. I can. They're desperate. And desperate times call for desperate measures, right?
And there's a history there between them and him.
Right.
Maybe that helped a little bit.
Exactly right. I think so. I think he's going to know the system, so you hit the ground running there. I think that's why you do that. Of course, Riley Leonard being a rookie, the knee injury.
Yep.
And we know he's raw anyways. We watched him at Notre Dame. I mean,
more of an athlete than a quarterback at the moment.
They're grooming him to be more of a quarterback and a thrower. So within that, I think they looked at it and went, first off, we don't know the status of Riley Leonard, right? Because I think he's week to week, as they said now.
It's a PCL sprain.
So he wouldn't be probably be able to play this week anyways.
Yeah.
And I think if they want to stay in the playoff picture or in the hunt, I think they realize even with a healthy Riley Leonard, it's going to be hard to do that. So Phillip Rivers gives them a fighting chance here, okay, to run an offense and do all that. But, man, I got to see it to believe it. Let me just say that.
I think we all do. Now it's must-watch TV.
It really is. I cannot believe it. First off, as we know, Phillip Rivers, toughest mofo ever, all right? He's tough as hell. I don't doubt that he's in shape and, he's got his own football team in his family anyway, so maybe he's been running plays in the backyard.
Full 7-on-7.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know this. I mean, we used to talk about this at the end of his career anyways. I mean, his arm was less than way below average of what you would expect from a top-tier quarterback towards the end, right? You felt like he was limited.
It's got to go at some point.
Can he throw 20-yard out routes? Can he throw 40-yard, 50-yard posts over the top? And all those were questions 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So that's where I'm just like, wow, what is it going to look like? And does he have the pop in his body and his legs and his arms and feel, right? That's the big thing. Feel for the game. Even for somebody that played as long as he did, this is a incredibly big ask for him right here.
Woke up on his 44th birthday and said, you know what? I'm going to go back to the NFL.
I can't even believe it. It's a crazy set of circumstances for the Colts. I do really feel bad for them. Because, of course, they got over the hump this year to become a playoff caliber football team. And here they are in the toughest part of their year. They've lost their quarterback. They're not playing their best football. The Anthony Richardson thing that happened, a month ago is crazy on top of that.
Freak injury.
And now you're here in this situation where you go, man, more than likely, I mean, I don't see any way you make the playoffs with the way you're playing and now this quarterback situation. So I do feel for that regime out there.
Well, let me ask you this then. And it's easy to cherry pick these things. And Chris Ballard, he's done a hell of a job there over the years. I know Colts fans have tough opinions on him, but I respect Chris Ballard as an evaluator.
Right.
So Anthony Richardson, a while ago now, he went on IR.
Yep.
Daniel Jones, we see the practice footage like he's on one leg for a long time.
Right.
Were you surprised that they didn't have a little more insurance?
Yeah.
Like, this is the season, man.
Definitely.
You traded 2 ones for Sauce Gardner.
Exactly
This is the season.
Right. No, I'm very surprised by it, really. I mean, I really am. For as buttoned up as Chris Ballard is, and we know how important the quarterback position is with Shane Steichen, and they do a lot in their offense and make the quarterback make a lot of checks at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I'm a little shocked there wasn't more of an insurance policy here rather than Riley Leonard to help this football team out. So yeah, they're screwed, they're stuck, and
they're screwed.
And they as we know, like, they're still a few pieces away, I think, from being a major player in the AFC. They're a playoff team, but as we've just kind of discussed, it feels like they're They need another big-time front seven player,
badly,
right? That's
badly.
something that is needed on their team a little bit. And maybe even another offensive explosive wide receiver to go with it. But it just feels like they're a player or two short from being in the upper echelons.
A couple things from Phillip Rivers here. He's currently a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame. So keep in mind.
So it resets.
He has to be on the active roster. If he makes an appearance on the active roster, the 5-year Hall of Fame clock resets.
Wow.
Which appears like this is going to happen.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's going to happen.
Which I think it would benefit him.
It might benefit him?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, just go a little longer. Like Phillip Rivers is, as we know, I mean, it's I think on the fence, and probably on the fence not going into the Hall of Fame.
I'd say
overall,
more likely that he
right?
doesn't get in.
Right, I would say so.
What I love about the NFL Hall of Fame, it's a tough Hall of Fame.
It's a tough Hall of Fame.
Maybe sometimes
last few years they've been a little relaxed
right.
the last few years.
It's not like the Basketball Hall of Fame that everyone's in.
It's a tough Hall of Fame. We know there's a lot of damn good quarterbacks, and what's always going to hurt Phillip Rivers in the whole conversation of Hall of Fame is, yes, a lot of good stats, but is there any memorable playoff moment really throughout his whole career, right? That's the big thing, and I think that'll come back to hurt him when it's all said and done.
So his last game was the Colts' January 2021 playoff loss to the Bills.
I remember it.
I mean, that's a long
time ago. Had the Bills on the ropes in Buffalo. The better team on the field that day was the Indianapolis Colts. I'll never forget it. And I might forget exactly the circumstances here, but Josh Allen had like a 3rd and 15 from his own 2-yard line or something like that, right? They were backed up. Then you're going, oh, man, they're in trouble. They're going to punt the ball. The Colts offense was rolling, and he made some incredible play where he scrambled to the right and threw the ball down the right sideline, and the game kind of flipped right there where you're going, man, the Bills are in trouble. They're going to get beat here. And he made that play. It flipped the script totally, and I'll never forget it. And, of course, that led to the Bills going to the AFC Championship, or next week would have been the game against the Chiefs, the 14-second game,
right.
I believe, right?
That's right.
I think that's what it was. So that gave us that gift right there.
How many current head coaches, do you think he's older than now?
Gosh, let me pull up the teams here. All right, current coaches that he's older than. Wow.
I'll give you a bingo space. He's older than his own head coach.
He is that. God, I'm gonna say right now. I mean, we got some 10. 12? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of young coaches in football right now.
And
he's
pretty old.
Exactly right.
Like in terms of NFL coaches.
Man, amazing. I can't imagine playing football right now. It's a testament to the freak of nature he is, that he can go out there and feel good doing that.
It's one thing to go play football. It's another thing when you see the Seahawks and the Texans on the schedule.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we discussed a little yesterday. Their schedule, it's murderer's row here down the stretch. I mean, even with the healthy Danny Dimes, we were going, I don't know if they're going to make it here with the way they're playing right now. So, yes, now to have to deal with this and some of the defenses he's going to deal with, we're going to see how in shape and how his body can recover here in a hurry.
D. Sauter makes a great point here, Simms. He says, got to add Phillip Rivers to the list of active players that were in the league last with Simms.
There you go.
We got another one.
There you go. Good old
16.
Good old. That's amazing. Yep. Add to it. Good old chippy Phillip Rivers. I love Phillip Rivers when I did play, right? I'm not going to say I sat here and was in awe of his ability all the time. He could play the position. He had great feel. He had great feel in the pocket, right? One of those things where the instincts where you go, oh, wait, he's not in rhythm, but he knows this coverage and knows this guy's going to come open if he just pats the ball a half a second longer, right? That's what you mean by feel and instincts and rhythm. Incredible that way, right? Incredible anticipation with guys coming out of routes and doing all that stuff too. That's where and then my favorite part about him was talking shit to defensive players.
And the way he did it,
and the way he was, I mean, when I was on the Broncos in 2009, I mean, the Broncos players hated Phillip Rivers. Hated him. Like, legit hate.
Like, just found a way to truly get under their skin?
Oh, yeah. He'd gotten, I mean, offensive guys hated him. They hated him so much, right? Just the way he acted. And, of course, he had their number a little bit even before I got there. And we had Stokely, who was on the Colts all those years with Peyton Manning, and they had some duels with Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. So he was still bitter about some of those, right? I mean, I'm telling you, you want to talk about a quarterback that I saw get underneath underneath the skin of a team in a hurry, it was Phillip Rivers. Yo. Thanks for watching, homies. We are now in the NFL season here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, game recaps, film deep dives, and much, much more.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, rate, review. Peace out. You know where to find us.